There's a remote island where nothing out of the ordinary ever happens. That's where I grew up. This island's only got two things: a hot spring that does wonders for the lower back, and a legend of an ebony sword. Whoever finds that sword becomes its sword bearer, and they gotta go search for its true master. As the story goes, if the master isn't found, the sword'll drain the life of the sword bearer until they die. The boys in my village tried their hardest to find the sword, but me? Zero interest. I mean, I'd be interested if I get to become the master, but looking for the true master or whatever sounds like such a pain. And besides, more than anything, I just want to have a peaceful, relaxing life. While no crystals fell onto our island, cursed creatures crossed over the narrow strait and attacked us. As everyone scattered, trying to escape, I was unlucky enough to catch some of the creatures' attention. I escaped into the woods, but they relentlessly chased me down. I desperately ran for my life, but when I stopped to catch my breath, I heard the sudden rumble of footsteps. It hurts! After the creatures bit my leg and knocked me over, they slowly inched their way towards me. No, I don't want to die. Not here! It was then that I heard that voice. Wield me. There it was, lying on the ground, a sword with a blade as black as night. At that moment, I'd forgotten all about the legend. Maybe when I noticed I could use this thing as a weapon, I just picked it up without thinking. Looking back, though, my body was definitely moving on its own. One creature leaps forward, but I swing the sword in one fell strike. The creature's body slams against a tree and its head rolls along the ground. I stand to my feet, sword at the ready. 2 enemies left. I'd never held a sword in my life, but I knew exactly what my next move should be. Then, when all the creatures were defeated, I found myself covered head to toe in armor. I'm usually slow, but even I realized what had happened. Somehow, I'd found the legendary sword. The next day, I left on a journey to find the sword's master. I'll recognize them if they can take the sword into their hands. In other words, it can't be held by anyone except the master or myself. If the sword is real, then surely the legend is too. That means, if I don't find the master, this sword'll drain my life away. This whole thing sucks. I didn't even do anything to deserve this. I'll do whatever it takes to defy this fate. Then I'm gonna turn the rest of my life into one long vacation. Just you wait, Swordmaster. I'm gonna find you. Chuck this sword at your face, then go home. I don't want to die. I learned about the Duke not long after leaving on my journey. Since he lifts the curses of witches, he can probably also lift the sword's curse. Or better yet, maybe he's the true master. I came to Fran convinced I was right on the money. But I was wrong. Just my luck. Since arriving, though, I decided to stay with the Duke and search for the swordsmaster here. After all, I get to go to tons of places, meet all kinds of people, enjoy 3 helpings of snacks a day. Not too bad, if you ask me. But less than a year after joining the Duke and his friends, something happened. Once again, death came knocking at my door. Everything hurts. Who knew wearing myself out fighting would be this painful? With the enemy surrounding us, running away felt like too much of a hassle, so I did my best to protect the rear. Guess I shouldn't fight in ways I'm not used to, huh? My master. There it was. The same voice as back then. The voice of the sword. Sorry. Looks like I'm not gonna be around to find your master after all. But it's okay for me to go, right? I can't keep my eyes open much longer. This will mark the second time I save your life. My master. As everything faded to black, it felt as if the sword was shining brightly. There was once a witch. To prepare for when the world would fall into chaos, she forged a sword, giving it the will to choose its own master. What's more, she created a legend born from a lie, so the yet unknown master would travel the land with the sword. This sword will drain the life of the one who discovers it unless its true master is found. That was the true story of this sword, a story I learned while I was dreaming. When I woke up in the Duke's mansion, next to me, unsurprisingly, was the sword. So this means this sword had chosen me right from the start, and all that stuff about it draining my life away was a lie. I was totally duped. Hold up. Don't think for 1 second you're getting away with this. My lifelong dream vacation's still waiting for me. If it comes down to it, I'll spend the rest of my life finding you a better master and make 'em take ya. That'll settle my debt to you for saving me. I'm ready for whatever lies ahead, partner.